3,773% increase in traffic, and this whole traffic boner party kicked off during the September helpful content update that most other websites had trouble with. In this video, I'm going to teach you an SEO strategy that it's going to get Google to want to make out with your website on each and every update. You're going to learn a user-first helpful content plan that uses AI not to create content, but to approve your content, how to create call to actions that are perfectly optimized for conversions, and this next one has been requested 1 billion times by channel viewers, how to set up Google's indexing API to make sure you finally have control over your pages getting noticed by Google. And I lay this out so easy that even an idiot can understand it. I mean, I figured it out, so there you go. My name is Matt Diggity, and I'm a director at the Search Initiative, an international SEO agency managing some of the biggest brands on the internet. And today I'm going to be giving out some of our best strategies. But real quick before I get started, I wanted to let you know that the Search Initiative is taking on a handful of clients right now for $1,000 off your first month, in exchange for a testimonial down the road. Just head on over to thesearchinitiative.com, put your deets into the form, and we'll get right back to you. All right, let's quickly talk about the case study itself and what we were up against. You ever hear about the drug rehab niche? Yeah, it's hard. It's part of the YMYL, your money, your life category, where Google's algorithms play on hard mode and you're often picked apart by manual reviewers. The client's first problem, other than being in the hardest niche ever, is that they had traffic, but not to any of their actual service pages, the ones that make them money for keywords like drug rehab plus city name. This is because they weren't matching the search intent, and we'll cover that soon. They did have some traffic for informational topics like can I go to work on crack, but those weren't making them any money because they had poor call to action. Like everyone else, they had a lack of backlinks that needed to be solved. And to top it all off, whenever we published new articles for them, Google wasn't indexing them. They were ignoring them. So here's how we solved all this, starting with a user-first content plan. Now, I'm gonna sound like Captain Obvious here, but if your content isn't aligned to what users are looking for, it won't rank on Google. It's called search intent. Informational intent is when people are looking for answers to questions, like how to make coffee. Navigational intent is when they're trying to find a specific web page, like Starbucks menu. Commercial is when they're researching if they want to buy something, like best coffee machines. And transactional is when they're ready to buy, such as buy Nespresso coffee machine. If you're trying to rank for a commercial investigation keyword like best coffee machine, but you're serving up a page selling coffee machines, you're not matching the search intent and Google will hate you. But that's not all there is to search intent. You also want to think about things like content format, length, and amount of detail in the content. I've developed a gigaprompt in ChatGPT that'll analyze your content for search intent, which will allow you to make the proper adjustments to get Google to want to date your article. To set this up, you need to open up ChatGPT and head to the GPT's page. Search for Web Pilot and then start chat. Now let's say I want to rank number 1 for best rank tracker tools, a keyword I rank 3rd for, which is completely unacceptable. Here's the prompt. Use Web Pilot to fetch content from, and here I'm going to put the article in first place for my keyword, and analyze the user intent of its content. I want you to tell me 1. About the content format, and I list out its selectable options. 2. Content length. 3. Detail amount from 1 to 10. 4. Search intent. 5. Heading structure. And 6. The amount of rich media. And here's the output. It identifies as a blog post, 9 out of 10 on the detail level, search intent is commercial investigation, and so forth. So if this were the search intent spec that got this article to the top of Google, now all I need to do is run the same prompt on my own content, see where I differ, and make adjustments so I match the winning search intent perfectly. In fact, I already did this on my rank tracker article and moved from position 3 to position 2.
Very nice!
All right, you ever get in the situation where you publish content, search for it on Google, and it doesn't even exist? Of course you have if you've done SEO for longer than a day. We noticed the same thing happening for our client, so we decided to take matters into our own hands by setting up Google's indexing API, which is easy AF. This is a free tool you can use to directly let Google know when they're supposed to add or remove a page from the index. Here's how to set it all up. Head to the Google Cloud Platform and create a new indexing API project. Once you've given your project a name, you need to confirm it, then simply enable the API. Next, you need to create a service account, of which you'll select your project again. And now to get your API key, click on the 3 dots under the Actions column and select Manage Keys. Create a new key, select JSON format, and now the private key is saved to your computer. Now go to GSC and select Settings and add the service account ID as a user with owner level permission. Now, my favorite way to manage the API is using the Rank Math plugin. No affiliation here, they're just the best. In the Rank Math settings, you can dump in the API key you got before. And now, anytime you want to force index anything, you go to their console tab, drop in the URLs, and Google's indexing API is at your service. So moving forward, as we're doing all this SEO work, the client starts ranking for a lot of informational queries like, am I addicted to crack? But they're not getting any conversions out of this traffic when they should be. That's because these articles were dead ends. The reader was landing on this page, finding out he was indeed a crackhead, but they didn't know what the next step was. They needed call to actions, CTAs, that would get people from their informational content over to their money-making content. And this doesn't just apply to service-type businesses like my clients. If you have a blog post about how to shave a cat that's getting a lot of traffic, then you're legit throwing away money if you're not getting them over to your articles selling cat shavers. What I'm about to teach you more than doubled our clients' conversions, as you can see here. A call to action is exactly what it sounds like. It's where you encourage your visitor to do something. They come in many formats. Here's a submission form to work with my agency, The Search Initiative. Here's some CTA buttons from Amazon that you probably clicked on a billion times. Zapier has a perma button like this in their nav bar. You can use links as CTAs, and even less obvious is your meta descriptions, which you use to persuade users to click on your search result. And not only do CTAs have financial benefit, but they're crucial for SEO. When someone clicks on your CTA, that's engagement. Google sees that someone got what they wanted from your page, they're interacting with it, and that means it's good content. Rank it higher. Here's 4 CTA strategies that absolutely slap. 1. Use clear and snappy language. Don't fluff around. Let the user know exactly what you want them to do, and what they can expect when they perform the desired action. If your CTAs are longer than 5 words, they're probably too long and unclear. A bad CTA would be like, click here to download your subscriber resource, and its good counterpart is, download your free PDF today. 2. Inspire action and create a sense of urgency. You notice I use the word today in the last CTA. Here's some other words that really get your visitor moving. Now, hurry, last chance, limited time offer, offer expires, and soon before it's gone. So a bad version might be, check out our great products for 10% off. Good version, shop 10% off until Friday. 3, don't overdo it, less is more. Not trying to pick on my friends at SEMrush, but if you look at this page, what do you think is the most important action they want you to take? Create a free account? Get an instant domain overview? Subscribe? A golden rule I like to follow is 1 page, 1 goal. Don't leave room for confusion. 4, make your CTA stand out. This is my homepage. You'd have to be blind to miss my CTA to get my free SEO training. Not only because it's the only CTA in the screen view, but because of the color. The red pops in contrast to the green of my site. I made a full video about CTAs if you want to go even deeper, so make sure to check it out after you finish here. Link in the description. After implementing these strategies, as well as a bunch of white hat link building, within 12 months the client's traffic grew by 3,773%. The number of keywords that the site ranks for in the top 10 of Google increased to an all-time high, and we attracted them a ton of sick links from sites like Wikipedia and Yahoo. If you'd like us to take a look at your SEO, head on over to thesearchinitiative.com and use the form at the bottom to reach out. We'll be happy to take a look at your site and let you know what we can do for you. $1,000 off your first month until the end of the month.